Welcome, my name is Nevaeh. Today I've been called to channel an ancestor reaching out to a divine feminine. And it's a grandmother. And I hear, sit beside your daughter. So this divine feminine's great grandmother is telling her mother to sit beside your daughter. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It allows me to pick up more easily on your energy, as that is energy transference. And it allows me to channel more specific details for your personal situation. As in all my readings, I use the labels Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. And they are not gender specific, but they are a balance that we all have within ourselves. And I do my readings from that perspective. So I get multiple threads of energy too, because this is for the collective. And some things might resonate with you and not others. So use your intuition to connect with your personal details and be discerning when you absorb the message. Okay, so I'm getting this divine feminine has been experiencing great worry. Great worry. And just let me look here what I have. I've got my candle lit and the incense going for sure. Okay, so I pulled out the Nine of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. Ooh, 3 swords. Holy smokes. I see a feminine who's very worried, and she's pacing back and forth in her home. And it appears like she's talking herself through many different possible outcomes from decisions that she needs to make. And she's recalling, I feel like this divine feminine's recalling her mother sharing a story with her about a dream or a movie she saw. And it was a woman who was alienated from her children. And she looked like the villain in the situation, if you will, and like she had abandoned her children, which wasn't the truth. And she would watch her children be raised by her ex and other women. And despite that divine feminine looking that way, she actually was very supportive of those children and was basically providing for them economically and would have in close connection if she was able. And despite that, from a distance, she would watch them and pray and be happy when she saw them happy, and always wanted blessings for her children. So she looked like the villain, but indeed she was the saint. And her mother had told her this, is what I get, some time ago. This feminine has some very serious decisions to make. And I see that with the Nine of Swords, right? There's that mental health piece, there's that fear, so many potential outcomes, and playing them out in your mind. And sometimes that makes you drown further, but to reach out with a hand and someone will reach back. It looks like she's carefully reaching out. I get that she reached out for support and to talk and ideas, and she reached out to her mother, is what I understand. And it didn't go the way she had hoped. I see the mother upset and with judgment, and her mother raising her voice and walking away from her, yelling that she was successful. So the mother is quite embarrassed of her own daughter, is what I get from that situation. And that divine feminine has played that through her mind and absorbed that. This left the divine feminine feeling very ashamed, and she walked away with dignity and calm is what I get. So she didn't she didn't participate in the anger and the meanness. I also get the divine feminine with her mother had said to her when she was with her that time that she had a dream, the mother, and that it was a dream of the great grandmother. And the great grandmother said to her daughter, sit with your daughter. So the great grandmother said to her daughter, sit with her great granddaughter. And I get that the mother, was upset and walking away, but the message to that mother was you should be sitting beside your daughter, because this grandmother has reached out, and I'm channeling that she sees you. She sees her granddaughter, she sees her pain, she sees why she's in that pain, and she also sees that she doesn't deserve what has happened and is an honest person, and the mother's not interpreting it that way. So I get that what's happening is that when she reached out to her own mother, there wasn't support there. And I don't mean just economically, I mean there wasn't support there emotionally. And that's been really hard for that divine feminine. So the Three of Swords was the other thing that I pulled out, and that's a call for reflection, for forgiveness, and for healing. So this divine feminine is on a very deep healing journey, and healing will come for you, my beautiful soul. So the grandmother is in support of you in heaven, and she sees you, and your ancestors are working for you in the background and working in your best favor. And that Ace of Swords comes out, which was the final one, which was clarity and breakthrough. So I sense there is a breakthrough coming for this feminine. The universe sees you, and much love to you, support and prayers.